having your own experiences. Kind of what I
Mm.
said. Why is it so important to you? You think that everybody should have their own experience as far as just
Uh, well, I'd say the biggest thing is obviously having your own perception of things. You know, going back to what we said previously, you want to build your individual self. That way, things can't be misconstrued or taken out of context, especially for how you perceive things.
yeah,
Having your own experiences, like it means you lived by it. You're able to kind of like dissect what to do and how you want to approach things. It's not like, hey, one big thing that people talk about kind of growing up is like obviously people's parents. Like obviously people's parents, and I'm not saying parents are, bad or anything, but realistically speaking, they do give you a basis of what to believe in, what to do growing up, things like that.
yeah,
But that's not always the right thing, or it's not always the case. You
yeah,
have to live those your own experiences to where it's like, hey, I need to experience this. And if I feel like it's right for me, then I can go forward with it. If it's not right for me, I'll go the other way and do something completely different.
yeah. Yeah, and that's really the main thing. That's really just having that experience and having self your own thinking, your own way of thinking. Kind of just to further us in, man, I'm gonna ask you this, like when having conversations with people, what is one of the main conversation killers when dealing with a situation or like just a conversation with somebody?
I think one conversation piece that I would have that I feel like is gonna sort of turn me off whenever I'm talking to somebody.
Yeah,
Uh, as I would say, like I feel like the ability to carry on a conversation, or I would say this can sort of be taken in like a couple different ways.
yeah,
How things are like said, like pronunciation, things like that. Obviously, like people have like, accents or different like slang. And obviously,
yeah.
like we're young, we're not gonna say everything. Like we're from
Right,
Texas. We
proper,
say
yeah.
y'all. Yeah, not everybody's gonna say anything proper, but the way I say it could be taken two ways is one big thing for us is texting and emails. I feel like if
Yeah,
somebody cannot text properly, it's
yeah,
going to take me out of the conversation. Like I don't think again, you don't need to put the proper pronunciation or proper caps, but like if every word is in your text is like misspelled,
yeah.
incorrect, I'm like you might get blocked. You might get
Yeah.
blocked. Like I don't know
Yeah,
what we're saying.
yeah. Nah, definitely, man, definitely. For sure. Definitely, I hate texting. I really do. I hate texting to the core. I'd rather you, if you got a problem or anything, please just call me. We can hash it out. Cause they be
Mhm.
sending some paragraphs. It's like, yo,
Yeah, I
I'm
hate
I'm
paragraphs.
I'm not gonna read this. I'm gonna just be honest with you. But you know, I gotta be honest. Like I'm not. But kind of just to add on that, man, not having someone who you can relate to with the conversation. For
Yeah.
instance, like just coming from different backgrounds. And I feel like, like I said, I come from a single parent background, but at the same time, I have conversations with people uh that they don't appreciate their parents or and it kind of bothers me in a sense is because
Mhm.
you have that support system behind you,
Oh, of
you know what I
course.
mean, and certain people that don't have that, it's like they have to work a little harder, you know what I'm saying? So that just those type of conversations, and it's like you might hear my point of view, but you can't really feel like I want a person to feel what I'm saying, not just
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's
Because
what makes it yeah.
I hear it all the time because one thing that everybody says, but especially like as again, I do counseling and training, so I think the biggest thing whenever I got into school for counseling, one of the biggest things that they always said is the number one thing you don't want to say uh in counseling is I understand. No, you
Yeah,
do not.
yeah,
No, you do not. It's that person's perception, it's that person's experience, it's that person's day-to-day living with those experiences and those memories that you will never understand because you are not that person.
yeah,
All right. You
yes.
could be like, I could hear, I could only imagine. Sure, that's all right. I
Mm,
understand. You do not. I'll say that right now. You do
yes.
not.
And it's like I know the difference. I really do. Cause it's like, when you feel somebody, the conversation, it kind of just it's not even a conversation anymore. It's like y'all just taking off. Like, y'all just it go from one topic to many a topics. That's how you know
There,
when
yeah,
yeah. Versus somebody who just, yeah, I understand, this and that, and I hear you. But it's like you don't really hear me because it's like if I'm upset about something, you're my friend and you're kind of calm about it still, you're not really feeling me. You hear me, but it's not
yeah.
to the point where it's like, oh man, yeah, I had that happen to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like I can't listen to somebody who hasn't had that same experience, even with therapy. Like I can't, I
Well,
can't.
I will say, I mean, realistically speaking, I mean, it is fine to have people listen in on those conversations, even if they haven't directly experienced it. It's just more so knowing that, hey, I'm telling this to this individual, but it may not come across the way I intended it to.
Yeah,
So I do believe that in some cases you may need somebody to hear that may have not experienced it or they've lightly experienced it because it is a different perception or a different experience that you could sort of take away from. But at the end of the day, I think it's best to take it at least somewhat either with a grain of salt or, take whatever you can take from the person who you're speaking to.
that's all you can do.
Yeah.
That's definitely all you can do. And man, just to wrap us up, man, our last and final topic. This one gonna hit home for us.